What's going on, everyone? This is the Otterline Report. I am your host, Chris. Today, we're going to go over results from yesterday, some headlines and picks across the NBA and the NHL. So, the Models had a really good night, and we're on a bit of a heater this month. February's been off to a phenomenal start. We hope that continues. So, last night in the NHL, we went 7 wins, 3 losses. NBA, we went 5 wins, 2 losses, which is really great considering how weird things got yesterday in the NBA with teams resting players, trades, all kinds of funny stuff going on. It kind of nuked our OKC bet. They had like 7, 8 guys like not playing. It was just kind of a nightmare, but they honestly held up pretty well. Had I been awake, I probably could have cashed that out for probably maybe a little bit of a gain or par. So anyway, it is what it is. My picks last night, we went 1, 2, 3, 4 wins and 1 loss. So I was worried. I was really worried last night. I thought, man, not looking good for basketball. But we pulled through. Did we ever pull through? Boston, huge win. Wow. I just don't understand how the market can be so inefficient. Like they had Boston at like a 30% chance to win when all of my models, like we had that at an elite level. Like, this is a good pick, Boston. I went half the unit because it's like, how can this be true? And they pulled it off, man. They won. We had big night with Boston. 228% return on the Boston Celtics last night. $100 bet, $328 payout. And we had that with confidence. I wasn't confident personally because it's just so crazy, but it worked out. So that was really good. And yeah, the other ones, pretty big bets. Let's see if anything else here was. So Memphis, if you took that, 50% odds. So 100% return, double your money. We did have Minnesota. That was a 94%. So that was nice. So last night we had Minnesota win, OKC lose, and Boston win in basketball. So very profitable night in basketball. And then hockey went 2 for 2. We went 2 for 2. You love to see it. And the nice thing with the Montreal pick, right, is that it was kind of a split. Montreal was a slight underdog, which in that scenario they've done well, and they did. And Columbus just rock and rolling right now. They dummied Chicago, so that was great. So really good night overall. Panarin gets traded to Kings and gets his extension, so that's really great to see. Devils acquire Buchstadt from Blues. There is now a freeze on roster moves as well. So there won't be anything else happening for a while. I think it's like 3 weeks until hockey's back. So this is the last night for the NHL. After tonight, it's Olympics and NBA. That's pretty much all we're going to have to work with. So that's going to be, we'll definitely miss hockey, but it'll be back and we'll keep crushing it. So, So here's the thing. NHL went 8-3, but you could also say we went 8-2 in some ways, because if we look at the NHL, so currently the picks are made up of today's consensus, which is 4 models consensus picks. And I'm testing this other one. This is what I use. Like, I actually don't use that table anymore when I'm making my own bets. I'm using this. So NBA is crushing with 3 models. And I think 3 model is kind of the sweet spot. Like if they all have a real strength. The issue I have with the 4 model right now is 2 of the models have very similar strengths, and it can get a little mucky. So I've been using this Vector 3 decision model. It's on the consensus page. Premium subscribers will have access to it right now. And it just makes it more clear. Like when you have consensus, like 4 models agreeing, it can be really hard to determine which pick to take. And this Vector 3, it's 3 models, and it's like a scoring system, and it makes the slate, in my opinion, easier to pick the good picks, especially when it's broken down by tier. Like you could have 3 models agreeing, and then 2 of the picks are in a different tier. That makes it easier. Oh, these might be the better ones to go with. And we're going to have historical records for that. So verified right now is 7-2. Elites are 2-0. So I've been using this one. So this one went 8-2. So the Vector 3 decision model actually had a better win rate yesterday than the consensus model. So I'll be testing this for the rest of the year to see how it goes. I'm not going to just go and change it on a whim. It's got to prove itself, but I'm quite optimistic on this kind of system here. So that'll lead us to today's picks. We've got NBA. NBA is just messy right now, so it's probably wise to kind of stay clear of it a little bit. I do have one pick, and then NHL looks solid. So today we're taking Houston over the Hornets. Two of the models agree on this pick. One does not. The market is giving Houston a 59% chance. So this is a bit of a heavy favorite. But we're going to ride it simply because let me just refresh this. I might have actually picked the wrong one. Let me see here. I did these pictures before I got on, and I might. Okay. No, it's verified value. So, right. Okay. So okay, here we go. So, we're taking Houston tonight because this is a verified value pick. So what that means is when these two models have agreed on a verified value pick, it's done quite well. So in here, it's a lean on the consensus board, but we're going with it as the models that do agree have done well at finding value. So it's important that you have filters. So like this Nexus Studio Station model is really nice, clean, gets a good win rate. And then sometimes you need to have a bit of a filter on it to pick out those value picks. So the reason that this doesn't have a high score is historically the otter line, when it's highly confident, hasn't been good. But we recalibrated recently, and I think that will change. Like high confidence picks should actually be high confidence now, but they weren't in the past. So we're in a bit of a calibration period, and verified value is kind of filtering that out. So that's where we're getting that from. So we are taking one pick tonight in the NBA, Houston Rockets over the Hornets, but the Hornets have been really good. So this definitely isn't going to be an easy match, but we like it. We're taking it. 2 to 3 models, and we're going to go ahead and ride with Houston tonight. So tonight in the NBA, Charlotte versus Houston. 2 to 3 models do agree on the Rockets. We're going to go ahead and take the Rockets tonight at 59% chance to win. What do you guys think? Is this a good pick? Yes or no? And then in the NHL, who do we have in the NHL? NHL, we have Vegas, Washington, and Buffalo. So tonight in the NHL, we have the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Los Angeles Kings. This is a verified play, which has gone 7-2. This is a new setup that we're using. All 3 models do like this one. Vegas chances to win are 56%. And I do these updates and then I have to like clear my cache in order to actually see them. Okay, here we go. So LA Kings versus the Knights. So Vegas in the last 10 games, 3-5-2, while LA is 4-2-4. So both teams kind of struggling right now. LA away is 15-7-7, while Vegas at home is 13-8-7. So a lot of like this game probably will go to overtime based on these records. Both these teams seem to love the overtime points. The models, however, are leaning towards a Vegas victory with a verified play, which has gone 7-2. And the market has given Vegas a 56% chance to win and LA a 45% chance. So tonight we are riding with the Vegas Golden Knights. What do you guys think? Then we also have Buffalo, another verified play. So both these teams last game went to overtime. The Pittsburgh Penguins away is 15-7-5. Buffalo at home is 17-7-3. Very strong home team in the Buffalo Sabres. Both teams doing pretty good. They got some momentum in the last 10 games. Pittsburgh 7-1-2, while Buffalo is 6-2-2. But Pittsburgh is coming off 2 tough losses. They didn't really look the best So all three models do agree with a potential Buffalo win tonight. Now, Buffalo has a 56% chance to win this game, while Pittsburgh has 45. Tonight, we are riding with the Buffalo Sabres. And then our last pick, we have Washington and Nashville. So I really don't like going against Nashville. Nashville is one of those teams that always seems to play well against like heavy favorites. Like if a team's going to get upset, it's by like St. Louis or Nashville. St. Louis, Nashville are like the two teams that I really hate betting against. But this one, it looks pretty good. We do have a warning here that Washington does get upset fairly often, but it's only 9-5, not a huge sample size. But Washington at home, they're 16-10. You got to think these guys are going to be pushing for the points. They've got a lot more to lose than Nashville does. So Nashville versus Washington. We are leaning towards a Washington Capitals victory tonight in the NHL. What do you guys think? Is that a good pick or what? That's really all. That's the only picks we're doing. I do like Carolina. It seems like they could just destroy the Rangers, but the value is just not quite there. Like 67% chance to win is almost nothing left for you. It's like maybe you get 30% return. So not great there. So we're going to go ahead and avoid that. I do like doing a small bet. So the model is saying tonight, Florida Panthers versus Tampa Bay. The model really does like Tampa Bay. But at these odds, I would maybe throw a slow kind of bet on Florida Panthers because Florida needs these points. Like to them, this is like game 7 of the playoffs. They're going into this like we absolutely need this win. Tampa needs it as well. But like we're going in the Olympic break. Guys don't want to get injured. This might not be the usual matchup we used to see between these two teams. And at those odds, like 38% chance to win for Florida, I would say it's arguably much higher than that. These guys know each other well. Tampa's playing well. They're at home, but I don't know how much home ice it really matters when you're going across the state. It's not a very big state. So, yeah, the model does like Tampa. So, like, I'm not taking this, but doing a small kind of gamble on Florida wouldn't be a horrible thing. Like, it's probably going to lose, but if it's just a small thing, it might not be a big deal to you. So that's what we're looking at today in the NHL and the NBA. To recap, we have Houston in the NBA, and then we have Vegas, Washington, and Buffalo those are my personal picks. If you want the full slate, otterline.club, and then you can go /NBA/consensus, and then /consensus is simply just the NHL. So excited to see how this plays out tonight. And then in the spring, we'll do some baseball. That's it.